Okay. I think we're on now. It seems to be. Okay. All right. We're straight. All right. Okay. So we're back today, and thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for sending your tweets out and your following and so forth. And for those persons who were with us yesterday, we began with the vitamin of the week of love. And so okay, I just, I'm new to this Periscope stuff, so let's kind of bear with me. But I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and this is the Transformers Academy. The vitamin for the week was love. I won't go through the whole piece about what I did yesterday, but for those persons who've been following us, I told you I'll do a brief check-in with you to see how your whole process of love and pray was going. Yesterday, just to kind of recap briefly, I talked about sending my condolences to the families of those persons. Obviously, the country is hurting right now for the loss of, both police officers and civilians. And so we sent that out as well, and we'll do that again today. But most importantly, I talked about the notion of love and how important love was. And the question was yesterday, and I'll pose it to you today, and hopefully those persons been following us and you were thinking about love, because the question was yesterday, how do I love? And I talked about one of the things that was so profound in terms of what clearly identifies love. Only you're able to do that, because there are different types of love. Obviously, there's love between our families, our siblings, your spouse, your partners, love in your community, people that are close to you, and so forth. But my whole concern was, or interest, is how we love one another. Right now, obviously, we're in need of love. And sometimes I hear people say all the time that, how do I show love? How do I spread love? And it's a very good question, but it's not as hard to answer or do as you actually may think it is. Every day we walk out in the confines of the community, in your workplace, in places that you go out and spend 80–90% of your time. And we come in contact with people of all facets all throughout the day. And so the question is, how do we love? And I talked about specifically love in the form of doing things for others without any recourse. That means that there's a sense of wanting to do something or be kind to someone without looking for even a thank you, without looking for anything tangible, but just doing something for someone. And tonight, I want to give you 3 things that can help you get started with your process, because I also hear people say, well, I don't know how to show, I love this person, or I love people, but I don't know how to show love. Well, I love being around others, or I love my spouse, I love so and so forth, I love this and I love that, but they just don't know how to show. So I'm going to give you 3 things to help jump start that for you, because I believe that we are all capable of showing love. If you can say that you know love or you like to share love, then you're in the right place. Okay, you with me? All right, so as always, we want you to write these things down, because these things come to me, but all too many times you all know that things get thrown out, we get distracted, our focus get turned off, and sometimes we lose insight of things that are important to us that we should have kept. I always take notes, but always place them in a conspicuous place where I can see those when I readily need to go back to them. Okay, so all right, number 1, and we're talking about 3 things of how I can get you all, or how you can begin to show love. One of the things that come into mind is number 1, communication. I know it's difficult for some people. Communication involves both non-verbal and verbal. So it's not always what we say, but sometimes our non-verbal cues, things that we do that send messages in a communication, but we don't necessarily speak it, but our actions come out. So what do I mean? Let me give you an example. How about the whole basic premise of speaking to someone? You're out in the community, you're at a store, you're going along with your daily activity, and you find yourself coming in contact with someone in close proximity. And so sometimes just a hello, how are you? And compliment someone. Sometimes just a smile to send a warm message to someone who may be having a rough day. Just being able to greet that person, say hello, smile, and sometimes just a nice, comforting compliment. That's a nice hat you have on. Those are nice shoes. Oh, that's a nice color bag you have. Oh, you do that. Oh, that's very nice. Your hair is pretty. And these things are harmful things, but they're things that we can do to make people feel good. And sometimes the energy that we transpire to others through our communication sparks up conversations, sparks up joyous feelings for people. These are things that we may not be aware of that you are doing, you personally are doing. You know how you come in eye contact with someone, and you can almost feel the energy between two people. You come in contact. So sometimes you just kind of look at people, you nod your head, but sometimes your words can speak a whole lot there. So I would say communication being number one, because all too many times we are silent when things that we say. This is showing love. This is showing, when we're able to speak and greet people, we make them feel good by small things that we can say. This is you. This is me. This is what I've done. Number two, how about the basic things of opening up a door, being kind, standing and waiting. Even though someone may be 10 or 15 feet, you approach the door, you wait for a lady to come in, an elderly person, or just someone, they may be struggling with some bags. And so now you're going to hold the door for them because it's the nice thing to do. You feel like greeting them, you feel like doing something nice. And so that is something that you do with an action. Those are things that you can do without even thinking about it. Subconsciously, those are things that you can do that sort of resonate some positive energy, because we're talking about things showing love, showing appreciation. And I believe that once we begin to show love, the joy and the peace sort of follows that thing. Okay, are you with me? One, communication. Two, do something nice. And third, and I think one of the most important things that we can all do is, I think we can embrace and be receptive to new things. What do I mean by that? How are we to embrace new ideas, things, cultures? All too many times, I believe that we don't understand other cultures. I think we're having obviously some major problems in the country now in terms of diversity and understanding or misunderstanding cultures of people. You can't learn a person's culture unless you interact with them. That's one of the things that I always talk about all the time. Being able to be open to and not so closed-minded to the same old things over and over again. If we want to grow as people and share love, we have to be open. Our willingness to be open to new ideas, communication, culture, ways of life, and surrounding ourselves around people who are happy, joyous, and are also showing love. Okay? So you still with me? I see you are. I hope I've shared some information. I'll go back in case you didn't get a chance to write those down. Number one was communicate. Number two was do something nice. And three was to be openness to new ideas, receptive to things that you may not be familiar with, because these things are showing people that you care, that you are interested, and that love becomes positive energy that's shared between two people. I know you say, my job, oh God, it's crazy. It's hostile. My environment in which I go to work in, spend 8 to 10 hours a day. But we have to be able to find some joy, some peace, and some love. I believe that there's a positive side to every single thing, even the most devastating negative thing. I said yesterday that I still feel like there are great people in the world. I still feel like the world is full more of good people than it is bad people. Yes, there are bad people. But as I posted today, I believe if we share insight and show love to one person, that person will in turn show love to another, and it becomes a ripple effect. And that's how we begin to transcend the harmonic vibrations of love. And once we're able to do that, I think we'll begin to see a better place. We have to get our minds set in a place to be receptive for love. We cannot give love until we're receptive for love. And so I just wanted to share this with you. I had posted earlier. You guys have been responsive to the videos and so forth on LinkedIn and sending your comments in. It's been overwhelming, but it also gives me insight, because at the Transformers Academy, we're dual learnership. We give information, but we learn from you all. You guys have a lot of information, resources, and education that you share with us, and that's how we're able to generate information and things that you can use on a daily basis. Okay, I hope that I have been a beacon of hope or light, shedding on something that you may have been contemplating, that is love. Because I believe that the world is still full of good people, still full of love, still full of hope and joy that can be spread amongst people. I know we're living in some very daunting, devastating times right now, but I believe the driving force behind us being nice, kind to one another, prayerful, and take our feelings and resonate them to our communities. Everywhere we go, find a way to show some type of love. Basic things, doesn't require money, it's priceless, but you can do that. I hope you would do that. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds Sr., and this is the Transformers Academy, and you can always catch me and the rest of my team on DrAngeloReynolds.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as we post these things up, and hope that later on you'll get a chance to view those things. And please subscribe to our Transformers Academy. We look forward to seeing you on a regular basis. We hope that you share love, because it'll bring peace and joy for us all. God bless you.